Hey everybody, welcome back to An Extrovert Paints. In this video, we're going to be talking about Hero Forge 2.0. Now, for those of you who have been living under a rock the past year, Hero Forge 2.0, also known as Hero Forge Color, was a extremely successful Kickstarter campaign launched by Hero Forge. They promised to deliver full color 3D printed miniatures. Mind-boggling, I know, but they did something like $3.1 million in backing, which is unbelievable. I think it's probably one of the most successful Kickstarters for a miniature company that I can think of. There might be others out there, I just can't think of them. Or I don't know of them, either way. Phenomenal. So, a few months back, I sent them a message and I said, hey, I have this YouTube channel. I want to be able to review your miniature creating process. Your color tools, your new color tools in beta, and I also would like to get a 3D printed miniature in color sent to me to review. They agreed. What? I still can't even get over the fact that they agreed to do this. So they sent me a really, generous code, which allowed me to not only access their beta tools, which again, they're in beta. Okay. So there's things that I don't have access to yet that are going to be available on release day for the general public. But they sent me access, and not only that, the code allowed me to get one miniature to use sent to my residence for me to review. Absolutely awesome. Can't thank them enough for being so generous with their brand new toy. I gotta say, super impressed by the entire process. The miniature you're looking at right now is the miniature that I designed on their website using their color tools, and they're also their character creation tools. Amazing. So I'm going to attempt to insert right now a video of that process. So here we are in the Hero Forge website. This is the miniature that I had printed. Pay close attention to the midtones and highlights on that brass metallic color of the armor and the wings, because I will be talking about that in a minute. So this is the first section you see when you get in the color. This is the race tool. There's a lot of really neat races. They have like aquatic races, etc. Here is the theme tool. So these are just basic color components they throw at you. And then in this section, you can go and meticulously add each individual option you want instead of using the theme. And this is your mix tool. Now in here, these are all of the colors that you have currently selected for the miniature using the theme or the paint tools. You can adjust them here. There's a slider options. You can see that below right now. You can see that there's anything you want. It gives you the name and the type of material that you've selected. This is really cool. Look at this eye feature. There's options here to change the shape of your eye. If you want like a bovine eye or like a canine eye, you have that option. So right now I'm just showing you a couple of things you can do. You can actually go in and change the material. So I changed that from a plastic to a metallic color. You can see in the back the wings are changing color. And then I'm using the slider option here to just show you how things can change. And then this is just a little bit of a quick look at the other ranges you can choose from. So the metallics, they have different kinds of metallics you can choose. These are all kind of pre-loaded, and then you can go in the slider and adjust them even more if you want. So brass is the color that I chose for most of the armor on this individual miniature, and you can see that again, pay attention to those mid-tone and highlight colors on this, because I'm going to be talking about it in a few minutes. This is really cool too. Watch the eyes. See the eyes moving back and forth, up and down? When you look at my miniature, you can see that the eyes are set a certain way on a 3D printed miniature. That's based upon what I did in that step, and you can have them looking in any direction, which I think is really freaking cool. So again, here we are. We're just finishing up. I'm just showing you the price point on this, $45. And now let's get back to the printed miniature. And we're back. So, amazing, right? Yeah. So one thing you're going to notice from that video is the color on the armor is different than the actual the image color here, the way that it printed. This is a little lighter. I think why that happens, and this is just a guess, but when you're choosing the metallic color that you want for your miniature, it goes off of the mid-tone and highlight colors when it prints. So make sure you're looking at that. Don't look at the shadows, because it looks really cool in shadow, all right? When you're looking at the beta tools on your computer, all right? Make sure you're looking at the midtones and the highlights, because again, that's the color that's actually going to end up on your miniature. I don't have a problem with that. I think it still looks amazing, even though it's not as dark as I had hoped when I first created it. Doesn't detract at all from the coolness of this. Now, two other things that I noticed when I first got the miniature. The first is the parts of the miniature were super high gloss. This might be a result of the printing process. It could be residue from however they maybe they didn't clean the miniature all the way through after it came out of the printer. Either way, the wings, especially the back of the wings here, extremely high gloss. I asked them, I said, hey, can I use matte varnish on this? Is that going to impact this at all? Is it going to hurt it? No, they said it's fine. So the first thing I did when I got the answer is I went in with some AK Interactive Ultra Matte, and that took away that shine. It's a little satiny yet, some parts of the wing, but honestly, the rest of it took that shine away as AK Interactive only can. Since then I've had, there's no issues, and I like the added protection that varnish gives anyway. So I'm kind of glad that that's there. Another thing that I noticed upon my initial inspection is there's some very subtle, tiny white specks in the miniature. I'm going to lift it up so you can see here. Maybe you'll be able to see them in the hair, on the base. Let's see here. Right there. You can see it in a little bit in the black, or the leather strappings there. You can see the little subtle flecks of white. I'm not sure what that is. I suspect it's the way that this is printed. It's some sort of byproduct of that. Now, it's not a game changer. It doesn't like take away from the awesomeness of the miniature. Like the gloss, I think it's correctable. You barely even notice it, honestly. I'm about a foot away from the miniature right now. I can't see it from this angle. You'll be able to see it better than I can because of the zoomed in feature of the camera. But from where I'm at right now, I don't see it. And at tabletop level, you're not going to see it, and your friends aren't going to see it. So it's not that big of a deal. You'll only notice it when you're really up close to it. I do think that will go away as technology gets better. I hope anyway. But it's not. So essentially what I'm saying is it's not as smooth as if you hand painted it, right? So I could paint this better if I had the standard premium plastic that they offer. Yeah, I could paint it better, and I could, remove those white specks because they wouldn't be in my paint. But just think about this for a second. You have a 3D printed full color miniature at your fingertips, and you don't waste any paint, you don't waste any time, you just have it. There's a novelty to that, right? And it's not just a novelty, it's a practicality. This won't chip, right? I could drop it, right? I could, oopsie, all thumbs, dropped it. Because the color is it's basically pigmented. I assume it's pigmented resin or whatever it's made out of. I don't know, some sort of plasticky. It's 3D. The material is in color, so you're not going to chip the paint on this. That alone, I think, is worth the money, because I can't tell you how many times, because I am an extreme klutz, I've dropped miniatures and scratched the paint and had to go in and repaint miniatures because the varnish wasn't, good in a particular area or whatever. It just helps, I think, with the playability of these. I can be a little bit, and I don't recommend actually being rough with them to the point of breaking them, but you could be, a little bit rougher on these than you could with your other miniatures, because you don't have to worry about that particular part of the problem that you normally do with miniatures, which is, okay, well, I can't be too rough with them because, you know, I might scratch the paint or ruin them or whatever. You know, I might accidentally, you know, bend a spear and a paint will come off. You don't have to worry about that with these. They are also actually rather flexible. I was impressed with the level of flexibility they have. Now, I could probably snap this off if I really wanted to, so I'm not going to use a whole lot of force here because I, you know, do like this miniature. But there is, again, a little bit of flex, a little bit of playability in the, you know, in the movement of the wings and the gun. I wouldn't, again, go ahead and snap them off, but it is, and they advertise flexible plastic on their website. So that's pretty neat. I like that. I was actually surprised because when I first got this in, when I had this sword designed the way that I did, I thought it would be bent awkwardly. It's not. It's straight. It came straight. I was really impressed because I've gotten a few of the standard plastic that Hero Forge offers, and a couple of the weapons have come to me bent. Like they're almost like almost on a similar line of like PVC plastic. You know, PVC plastic can be bendy, and you know you have to, like, there's really no way to fix it because the type of plastic it is. This plastic is not like that. This plastic is durable, and everything comes out the way that you want it to come out, which is nice. Again, I think it's definitely worth the money. Now, the money might be a scare factor for some people. It is $45 for a full color 3D printed miniature. But think about this for a second. It's a miniature that you design yourself. No, you're not buying the same miniature that someone else has. Okay, it's your own unique miniature that you created. Not only that, but it's a miniature that you created and put the paint on it, basically through their beta color tools. And it looks exactly how you want it to look. There's again, a novelty to that you can't get just by buying a retail miniature and then painting it, right? There's a novelty there. It saves time, it saves product. You're not going through paint as quickly, you're not wearing down brushes. There's something to be said about that. You get a miniature in your hand, it's ready to go. I think this is going to be particularly good for people who don't like painting, aren't very good at painting, but they want kind of like heroic figure to represent themselves on the tabletop. This is going to be for them because you're going to be able to create miniatures that you couldn't get anywhere else and paint. You know, if you lack the skill, you're going to be able to. I mean, this is really good. I mean, there's highlights here. Look at the highlighting on the arms. There's highlighting on the hair. You know, look on the pockets on the back. There's highlighting on the, you know, pockets on the creases. I mean, it's just amazing. This to me is next level. Like, I can't fathom technology like this. Even like less than a year ago on Rocky's War Room, we were talking about technology and 3D printing and how it was going to change the miniature game. I couldn't fathom this at the time. I was like, oh, there's no way we're going to get miniatures in color like this. You're still going to need to dedicate the time and the effort to do it. And, you know, I was like arguing with them. This blows my mind. I cannot believe that I'm holding this in my hand right now. This is the miniature that I created. It's incredible. Again, it might sound like I'm kind of gushing about this, but I am gushing about it because I can't believe that we are this far in with technology that we're able to create miniatures that you design yourself and in color and have them in your hand. It's just, something about that is mind-boggling to me. So anyway, that's enough out of that. Again, overall impressions, I really like it. I think that if I were to paint it, I would have probably done the gem effects differently than how they are here. That part is a little odd to me, that they're just, you know, for example, like the shoulder pads, the goggles, they're supposed to be glass. I don't think that they read glass personally. I think that they're very monotone. Again, for the skilled painters out there, if you get something like this, you can obviously, I'm pretty sure it'd be fine if you went in and painted your own gem effects on these to really make the miniature stand out even more. Other than that, I have no complaints about this. The speccing aside, the speccing being something I think is inevitable in this process right now. There's no way around it. I'm waiting for Hero Forge to get back to me on that. And once they do, I'll put it in the description below if there's a way to fix that. Or maybe I'll just do another video. Either way, again, highly impressed. The face alone on this miniature is enough to impress me. The subtle shading in the face, the fact that the eyes are pointing the exact way that I staged them in the design tool process, the fact that it's got the same expression, it's incredible, absolutely incredible. So anyway, I'm going to stop going on and on and on about this. I can't recommend this service enough. I can't wait till it's out for full release so everyone else out there can experience it just like I have. If any of you out there have any questions, pop them in the comments. I'll answer the best that I can. Very excited. I actually, I think I might have said this earlier, but if not, I put another order in for more of these. There were other miniatures that I created, and I was like, yeah, I wanted to wait to see what the quality was before I actually bit the bullet and spent the money. Yeah, it's worth spending the money. So I've got another 4 miniatures coming my way. So yeah, that's pretty amazing. I'm pretty happy, and I'll do videos on those as well when I get them, because I think that everyone should see the range that this program allows for. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks again to Hero Forge for being very generous with their products. And again, this has been Extrovert Paints, and I'll talk to you next time.